Hi, Fran Sussman here from Sussman Holistic Services and fransussman.com. And I want to pose a question to you today. Is avoiding gluten simply a fad? Well, in holistic health, there are so many fads that come and go all the time. In fact, if you watch Dr. Oz, you'll see 5 or 6 every single day, Monday through Friday. On the other hand, avoiding gluten is getting great clinical results for so many people, and there's a lot of research behind it. So I would say it's a growing trend for those reasons. What is gluten? Well, gluten is the protein in wheat, oats, spelt, rye, and barley. And when we react to foods, it's the protein that we're reacting to. Now, people say to me, oh, come on, it's the staff of life. How come all of a sudden we're having a problem with gluten? Well, there's a good reason for that, and that is because gluten and the grains that we eat have been modified very dramatically in the past few generations. So the food that we eat today has very little to do with the staff of life that our grandfathers and grandmothers ate. In fact, whereas gluten originally was only about 3 or 4% of the grain, now it has been modified so that it's 40 to 50%. So that's why we're becoming so reactive, or at least one of the reasons. Here's what we know from research, okay? 1, gluten increases inflammation in everyone. 2, gluten increases the risk of heart disease in everyone. 3, gluten increases the risk of insulin resistance and diabetes in everyone. And 4, gluten increases your risk of autoimmune diseases. So that's a pretty definitive list of what you don't want. I want to share one more research finding with you, and then I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I want to issue you a challenge. So we know that 1 gram of gluten, a very tiny amount, stays in your system for 2 weeks and affects your inflammation markers for 6 months. That's because gluten is sticky. They actually make glue out of it. So here's my challenge. I want you to try avoiding gluten 100% for 3 weeks. And then here's what I tell my clients. If you have any questions after that about whether or not gluten is having a negative effect on your system, then have a date where you have a lot of gluten, and it will be much clearer how it's affecting you. So if you try that challenge, I want to hear about it. Please leave comments, ask me your questions. I'd love to hear them. This is Fran Sussman from Sussman Holistic Services and fransussman.com, wishing you a happy, healthy day.